I know we see a lot of credentialing up. We see a lot,
Mhm.
many more college graduates every year. We see a lot more master's degrees now than we used to, stuff like that. So Doug, I'll kick it to you first this
Yeah.
time. Have you had that pressure? How have you navigated or avoided it? What's that like for
Right.
you?
So early, like as I was finishing my academic career in Denver, I'd set this weird goal of I want to get my PhD by the time I was 29. So I'd set this just weird goal. And part of the reason that I moved to Oregon was I was looking at the University of Washington for a master's program, for a master's degree. I'd been accepted to the University of Denver, the master's in my undergrad, international studies, but couldn't afford it. And so, how was I going to afford UW? But what ended up happening was I flew into Portland first and absolutely fell in love with Portland. And I adore the Pacific Northwest, obviously, for a lot of reasons. But it had been there, and it's always been omnipresent. And I've often thought, well, is it time now? And then the next opportunity comes up, and I don't necessarily have time because you do have to dedicate a lot of time to it. So over time, I think that what I've noticed is my career has been very flowing like a river, but it's also been opportunistic. So all of the stops along the way have been, I hadn't necessarily been seeking them, but they looked like good opportunities to build some tools and to learn some lessons along the way. But yeah, I mean, honestly, today it's still in the back of my mind. And fortunately, I've been able to teach. I'll be an adjunct at Portland State this year. I taught for several years at Mount Hood Community College, one class, taught at University of Oregon. Weirdly, I taught a master's class in Portland at Portland State in 1993, strangely enough. So I've had a taste of it, but yeah, it's still something that sits in the background with me for sure.